Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And I'm back with part 3 of What If Naruto had light and shadow kekkei genkai. Remember to get this one too. 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, yes, I indeed have a couple more channels which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Down below you will find Anime King 2 in the description, Anime King 3, Anime Symbol, and Anime Prince. So go ahead and become a part of the Anime King family. And if you like your What If to be done by me, simply go ahead and comment on any of the latest posts. So without further ado or wasting more time, how about we jump right into this brand new episode? Let us begin now, guys. So the last part that we left off, Hiruzen gave Kakashi a warning. The warning retailed Naruto precisely, as Hiruzen feared the power that was inside of him and at his disposal after seeing with his own eyes what Naruto was capable of, believing that Naruto was traveling through a separate dimension different from their own. But it wasn't just that. It was the voices that came from them. But Naruto said that he was completely under control. Thus, as the mission began to the land of Wave, as they faced the demon brothers, Kakashi, pretending to have been killed, saw a glimpse of Naruto's speed. It was terrifying in every single way. They defeated them and continued on making their way towards the land of Wave. However, they ran into Zabuza Momochi. Team 7 worked together excellently as they freed their sensei, but in the end, they survived. The enemies, that is. They got back to the house as Naruto decided to roam the streets. He saw a father sacrificing everything for his family, as Naruto made a promise that he would get rid of Gato. When the day finally came, Naruto was the one that stayed behind. The two thugs did not stand a chance. Upon arriving at the bridge, Naruto had met Haku before. He already knew that it was him. He told him to stop it. He was going to lose, but Haku did not take his word for it. Ice against speed and light. Naruto proved to be the superior in terms of speed and force as well. Sasuke with his newfound Sharingan was taken aback. Not only did Naruto heal him but outpaced Haku, the person that he was struggling with a moment ago. Sasuke found himself shocked, truly seeing the glimpse of Naruto's power, and he wasn't expecting there to be such a huge gap between them. With that said and done, Naruto took Haku down, as there was no reason to kill him. When Gato finally showed his face, we get to see that part of Naruto that was staying in the shadows. When he transformed, the malicious feeling spread all over the bridge. The chaos, the destruction. It was the thugs that Naruto went after first. It was a massacre. He took Gato as he brought him back, telling him that he was going to give him his freedom if he chose to return everything that he took from the people. Gato did not hesitate, but Naruto did not keep his word as he shred Gato with his shadows, literally picking him apart. The people, while they were happy, a bit put off as a brutality, but they did cheer though. Team 7 was worried, stagnant away from Naruto, but Naruto assured them that He would never harm them, as he started to calm down. As the time passed by, Hiruzen had questions as they returned, mostly for Naruto and the control of his power. Months went by as the Chunin exams started to come around. They went against the first test, a written test. When the second test came around though, Orochimaru of the Sannin, a very powerful individual, showed his face. Naruto took him on 1-on-1. The Sannin proved to be a much dangerous foe than Naruto thought. However, Orochimaru was caught off guard, not expecting this kind of mastery over arts that he hasn't seen. When Naruto went nuclear, releasing all the light in his body in a nuclear blast, Orochimaru was burned alive. But he managed to escape though, with grave injuries. Even after being healed, even after taking pills, the scars still remain. Naruto was tired, as his body was drifting into the dark, but he couldn't allow that. The team made their way. As they arrived to the tower, Naruto was finally able to get some rest when he slipped into his mind. That is when he came across the entity that was always speaking, but this time, the reveal shocked Naruto. A man emerged, claiming to be his grandfather. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourselves to begin this new episode. The man stood there, having just told Naruto that he was his grandfather. Naruto did not blink, he did not react. He simply stood there looking at the man. He had red hair that stopped at his neck, blue eyes, but they were dark, extremely so. It could hardly seen as blue, but looking closer you could see them. He was tall, no gray, despite claiming to be a grandfather. Features looking rather wise like a sage. You don't seem happy to hear that, he said, noticing Naruto's lack of response or the lack of emotional caring. It's not that I'm not happy or feeling emotions, it's just I've been in here before, Naruto said, looking around, hearing the noises. Whatever those things are, I can tell that they're not human. How can you expect me to believe that? Of everything, my grandfather, who I've never met, is in here. Well, said Kaido, why would I tell you that I'm your grandfather? Wouldn't it be more better to say that I'm your father, or if I'm not human, change my features? Well, that's a stretch, Naruto said. Well, I'm just trying to point some things out, said Kaido. Tell me something then, said Naruto. Do you know who my father is? Well, you don't. Kaido looked at Naruto's expression. I didn't mean to offend, he said. I'm just trying to make you see everything. And what is everything, said Naruto. Kaido started to walk, his hands behind him. The hypocrisy, the lies, the deception, all of it. So go on, tell me, said Naruto. I'm afraid you're not long for this place. Besides, you're participating in an exam. I wouldn't want to, well, affect your mind in this crucial moment. Now tell me, how do you know that, said Naruto. I know a lot more than you can even imagine, my grandson, he said. But don't you worry, I will tell you the truth. The truth about what, said Naruto? About Konoha, about the Uzumaki clan. He saw the twitch of Naruto and noticed. He smiled. Yes, there are so many things that are hiding in the shadows. The truth about your father, your mother, my daughter, he said. Why I did what I did, and why you are the one, why you are chosen, he said. He stepped forward and placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. And unlike them, I shall never lie to you, he said. The next moment, Naruto opened his eyes. As we returned back to the dimension, Kaido stood there, smiling as he did, happy to make first contact. However, as he raised his arms, they started to melt back into the shadow. He could not sustain himself without Naruto being close by. He was Kaido Uzumaki. He was the man that was said to be, well, eradicated by the Uzumakis for what he did to those children. Turns out that one of those children was Kushina Uzumaki. But the problem was, she never said anything to this to Hiruzen. When he questioned her a long time ago, not even Mito Uzumaki said anything. It seems that there is some secrets here, that someone is not telling something. And the fact that Naruto lacked the knowledge about his parents was also another huge red flag. Well, Hiruzen seemed to be a puppet as well. Well, you could think of him as a puppeteer that is also being controlled. Something big was at play. As we skip back to the original time, outside the dimension, everything flew by like a haze. Naruto's mind was preoccupied, even as he met up back with his team. Even as Sasuke demolished his opponent, Sakura went toe-to-toe with Ino and the both of them got knocked out. When Naruto's name was finally called, his heart was not in it. Beyond the windows, observing from the outside, using his master stealth skills, was Kabuto Yakushi, Orochimaru's little puppet. The Sannin had retreated back to his lab after failing to mark Sasuke and almost being eradicated by Naruto. He gave Kabuto clear instructions. As Kabuto was watching, observing, mostly Naruto as his name was called, Kiba Inuzaka, just having met Naruto at the last part of the graduation class. He was talking big. Remember, Sasuke was defeated by Naruto, saying that he's grown over the few months that passed by. Kakashi was standing there. Sasuke was gazing down. Kunai made a remark. "It's over for him," she said, believing that Kiba had this one in the bag. Many did, due to his superior fighting skills from his clan. Given how much time has passed and the adults haven't seen the match between Naruto and Sasuke, despite Naruto still being a great anomaly. The problem was Naruto was not paying attention, even as he nodded to the proctor when the proctor asked if they were ready. Kiba started to attack, but it was mostly on instincts, and the clear difference between them. Kunai noticed that immediately. Kakashi saw the realization in her eyes, the gap between their strength, the gap between their level. It was tremendous, on another level than she expected. That was a problem. Kiba started to get pissed. "Hey!" he shouted, finally gathering Naruto's attention. Naruto turned. "I apologize," he said. "My mind is very preoccupied now. Enough of this. Not seeing me as a threat is going to be your biggest miss." Kiba was silent. Naruto had pointed two fingers and blast a condensed ball of energy. It was light. It whipped past his hair, tearing through the wall. The audience was speechless. A little more over, and the possibility of death for Kiba would have been around 90%. What the hell was he thinking? Hiruzen questioned himself. However, Naruto looked down towards his hands, surprised. He didn't mean to use that much power, but he saw it. The shadows, they were inside the light. That was a first. Kiba backed away, looking at the gaping hole that went through the wall and a few trees. On the outside, Kabuto fled. Noticing their attention on the outside, he ran for his life. But he did follow the trajectory though, and noticed how far it went, and noticed how much destruction it caused. Naruto's body seemed to break into photons as he moved. He materialized behind Kiba. "I apologize for ending this quickly," he said, "but my heart is just not in it." Kiba turned, raising his arm, but he fell as Naruto chopped him in the back of the neck. The difference between them was like comparing a Kage to a Genin. Naruto's strength was simply much greater in every single way. Akamaru growled for a moment until Naruto leaned down and pat him on the head. "He's gonna be okay," he said. The dog seemed to soften up. Even the proctor took a moment to call the exam, shocked by Naruto's raw intensity and speed. Time skip. They were given 1 month to train. Once again, Hiruzen questioned him, concerned about the blast that almost took Kiba's head off, as Naruto had to think, bring up something. He spoke about Orochimaru, his tangle with him in the Forest of Death. The situation was still on his mind, as he apologized to Kiba for the, deadly aggression. Naruto made his way, for some reason not telling the Hokage, despite the fact he promised to tell the truth about certain matters. But this was different. There was something here that he needed to learn first. It was that night, in the dead of the darkness. No light, no candle, nothing at all. Naruto sat there. He felt it, that pull, that connection. This time his entire being forged and fell down. For the first time, Naruto truly accepted and became a part of the shadows. He wanted to see it. That crave, that hunger in his heart to find out, led him to fall through and fall directly inside of the dimension. The moment he did, in the background, he saw it with his own eyes. His so-called grandfather rising, twisting out of the shadow, making Naruto realize that it was a lie. "So you were a fake," said Naruto. "No, you're wrong," Kaido said. "Do not approach me," said Naruto. "This place might be a part of your domain, but you're forgetting something." Naruto's other eyes started to glow, the light infusing him despite being in the dark. The shadow immediately started to repel, flooding away from him. However, Kaido was smiling. Truly amazing. Even in this environment, you still shine so brightly. "I am your grandfather," he said. "The reason I'm like this is because I was banished and sealed away in this place." Naruto paused for a long moment. "Explain yourself." "This is exactly what I was waiting on. Why I did not speak to you before. I wanted you to come here yourself to see your limitations. And as I can see now, you have none." "Explain and stop flattering me," Naruto said. "Fine then," Kaido said, approaching. "A long time ago, I was but a humble scientist for the Uzumakis. That is your clan, your people. Do you know of them?" Judging by the lack of response, he went on. "In the beginning, the Uzumakis were brought together by savages. They were monsters, using their arts and their superior life force to commit genocide and war crimes all over. Over time though, due to mixing of different blood, some starting to kill out others, wanting purity, an establishment was formed. Leaders that did not see bloodshed as the answer. Things went by. I was brought together amongst some of the second generations. Our clan was great. Not only did we possess strength to rival entire nations, others were jealous of our arts, our life force, trying to study us, trying to make and understand what make us move and tick. They try to replicate it, try to give on to others. A lot of our people died because of that. Thus we retaliated. Some did, and the world feared the Uzumakis once again. Our sealing arts could take care of tail beasts. Our chains could bind anything. We were some of the greatest, and that blood flows inside of you. As I was brought up, I was obsessed with the sealing art of the Uzumakis. But not just that. I tried to understand a world without chakra. I wanted to know, can power be derived from something else? It took me to many different places, sage arts, vitality, and many others, including tapping into one life force. However, as time started to pass by, we grew soft, we grew compliant, we grew accepting. Uzumakis even venturing to other villages, marrying the first Hokage of this village. Her name was Mito Uzumaki. Naruto remained silent as he spoke. I warned the others that this would be our downfall, that this will be the end of us all. While they seem to tolerate us, it is only because of fear. We need to bolster our power to make ourselves stronger. They told me and a few others that we should do what we should do. The underlined sentence was there. However, when things started to get bad, others started to fall out. Until I was the only one left. My life was perfect. I had a lovely wife and a newborn child. That is the exact reason why I wanted to keep things so. As time went by, I find myself obsessing over our forbidden arts. You see, we Uzumakis have found ways to tap into death, to bind it. So I wonder, why couldn't we tap into life? I must admit, I became obsessed. Some of my work had me kidnapping children. Naruto's expression was immediately turned. I told you, Kaido said. I will not lie to you. I will tell you all the wrongs and all the rights. But I never harm a single child. I simply tap into their life force. With the amount of life force a newborn Uzumaki has, well, it is special. Even afterwards, I make sure they were properly healed. I was the first to tap into life itself. Light and shadow. I wanted to replicate it in all of my fellow Uzumakis, to grant us the abilities to walk between and above, to eventually combine. In the day, we rose strong, and in the night, we still grow. But even when the shadows creep away from the light, and the light is swallowed by the shadows, we would be a clan of omnipotent beings. We would be unstoppable to protect ourselves and the ones that we love. I took my own daughter when refusal was met. I passed it on to her, crafted in her very DNA. But something went wrong. The genes that were supposed to activate to make her special, it did not work. And that is when they found me. They found me. My wife, she looked at me with such disdain, such anger. None of them would hear me out. None of them would listen to me. The other kids, they were fine, and yet everyone else saw me as a monster for trying to help, for trying to save our clan. Even when there was no danger, even when I begged them to listen, begged them to see the right way. Instead, 10 of the elders came together and they bound me in this dimension that I was able to access and partially create. They destroyed my original body. They sealed away all my work, everything, locking me beyond the shadows. And this is where I've been for those years now. I lack an original body. Thus, every single time you leave this place, I revert back to this. He said, turning into the massive glob that Naruto always saw. I've been trying to get contact to you for years now. But you never truly accept yourself. You never truly crave to find out more because You were told your entire life that your shadows are bad, that you are dangerous. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. It is a solution. It is the answer. It is what will make you better than the rest. It was what will make you superior. He said, raising both of his hands. The shadows form into Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze. These are your parents. As Naruto saw the face of the fourth, he was surprised. Yes, due to my trap in this dimension, your mother was never able to access the power that I desired for her. However, there was more reasons than one. The Uzumakis erased me. They hated what I did so much. They hated a disgrace on their name, so they erased me. My daughter forgot about me. My wife willingly forgot about me. To spare them the shame and disgrace, they erased me. But every now and again I could feel and understand the outside world through the shadows near my daughter. So I know everything. I've seen her life. I've seen her pain. I've seen her misery. And the moment you were born, I could feel it. I could taste it in the air. Your body was made together and brought together by the cells of the genetics that I embedded in my own daughter, making you the perfect unity, the perfect hybrid, the one that will restore and begin where I stopped. He said, stepping towards Naruto. You want to know why? My obsession was correct. He stepped towards Naruto and touched him on the forehead. Naruto saw his clan burning and left in shambles. Your mother visited after. This is the remains of the clan, leaving you as the only Uzumaki in the world. Konoha was too preoccupied. They were too busy. And yet, when their greatest ally begged for their help, no one came. That is the answer. They were too occupied or busy. But I see it in another way. As the nations face off against the Uzumaki clan, they knew the strength of the Uzumaki would either be condemned or rose above. Thus, they allowed it to happen, knowing that their enemies would be weakened or their enemies would be completely eviscerated. Because they don't care. The Uzumakis, while they were unified with the village, they were unlike any other. They did not bow to Konoha commands because they weren't beneath them, they were above. So even though they were allies, they were never treated as such. Yes, they put their symbol on their jackets, but that is just propaganda. Trick and deceive. This village, it tried to cover many things, but I assure you that a lot of it is wicked. A lot of it is corrupted. Your father was a Hokage. You were supposed to be better than this. Your life, they've treated you like a monster instead of understanding. Even the Hokage is standing proud. He's the one condemning you away from your home. You should have been brought in and properly taught, but instead, mistakes, just one. He feared what he doesn't understand. He feared the unknown. So he condemned you away from the village, where you were raised in solitude mostly, alone. Because of the past, because of this village, because of the other villages, you were not raised in a perfect family like I desired. My own elders who gave me the permission to do what I need to ensure our survival. When the time came for them to stand by me, they turned their back on me. And now things are here, he said, looking down towards his hands. There is so much more for you to know. While others see the village as destruction, there is something there. A way to restore, to grow, for you to understand, for you to truly see the world as what it is, and break through the propaganda that you've been forced to view your entire life. They trapped you in this simulation. The Hokage has done it to make sure that you follow their code, that you follow their path, trying to dictate what is right or wrong, trying to stop you from being what you are, but what you are is the greatest thing to ever walk this planet. And you are realizing that. For the first time in his life, Naruto was doubting himself. Keep in mind that this Naruto never got afraid. He never felt insecure. The only thing that troubled him was his own rising strength. But hearing all of this was conflicting. Learning that his father was a fort. The people of Konoha never treated him badly. They did not know the secret of what he was. However, learning about his clan, learning about Konoha history, for some reason he could tell that Kaido was telling the truth. But there was something that he was not saying. Naruto could feel it. "What do you want from me?" said Naruto. Kaido blinked. "I don't understand. There must be something you want. Otherwise, you wouldn't try to be pushed this thought so much. What exactly do you desire me to do?" "I only wish to open your eyes. And to be truthful, I desire to breathe and to live again." "What?" "As I told you, my body was destroyed. However, you can fix that." "How?" "My grandson," he said with a smile. "There is so much that you don't know. The Uzumakis might have think that they destroyed everything I had, but they did not. My work is still out there, hidden away. I make sure to copy every single thing. Your powers are limited because you simply do not understand, because you simply do not know, and because you simply do not accept. Get in my notes. You would be able to reconstruct a body for me. Not just a fake, a imitation, but flesh and blood." "What?" "That's impossible," said Naruto. "You are the very definition of there is nothing. It's impossible in this world. The light that you so casually use, believing it to be, only attacks, only beams and healing of light. You are tapping into the very life essence of reality. As I told you before, the Uzumakis, they dabble in death, but I was the first to dabble in life. I broke the boundaries between life and death. I was able to combine and merge. All you need to know, for you to truly experience it and feel it for yourself, are in my notes, away from this village. If you were to tell your Hokage about this, I'm sure that he would forbid it almost instantly because they fear you learning the truth. They fear you knowing everything. They fear you becoming what you were destined to be." Naruto stood there, listening everything. Time skip. It was the next day. As Naruto sat. Since getting up, Naruto hasn't moved not even an inch. He just sat at the edge of his bed. Last night was a lot. A lot, yes it was. The days passed by. As Naruto was in a haze, he met Jiraiya. Naruto questioned them in his own special way, trying to see if they would at least give him the identity of his parents. However, even while his questions weren't upfront, they spin lies, they twist tales. Naruto could understand that they fear others finding out, but why not him? The more time passed, the more Kaido spoke to him. The more he opened Naruto's eyes, telling him about secrets, even helping him, while the access to his true power was still sealed away in the Uzumaki ruins. Kaido could teach him a few things. Jiraiya offered Naruto the Toad contract, but the moment Naruto's name was written on it, in his own blood, it was burnt off. And again and again and again. Naruto questioned Kaido if he had anything to do with this, but he said no. Jiraiya could not understand this. Naruto knew that he was having a lot of secret talks with the Hokage about this predicament. But he remained, he acted oblivious to all of it. Naruto felt withdrawn. wondering if he should pursue this, if he should just continue in this bubble. The bubble that the Hokage was keeping him in. He had friends, people that look out for him, comrades. Sure, he was sure 100% that they weren't just doing this for the Hokage, Sakura, Sasuke, the other rookies. He was becoming friends with them, even after his apology to Kiba for being so rough. However, Kiba didn't mind one bit. In fact, he was excited, telling Naruto that he would best him the next time they fought. Thus, Naruto wondered if he should live in this bubble. Time flew by so quickly as he did not even focus on his surroundings. Naruto found himself arguing with Neji Hyuga. Neji's predicament was something that was hitting at home. When Naruto disregarded his curse mark, Neji cursed at him, telling him that he was a bird trapped in a cage. Naruto was in the center of the Chunin exams as Neji cursed at him, telling him that he doesn't understand. Naruto was against this so-called fate so much because he believed that he can break his as well, that he wasn't destined to anything. However, as Neji's points started to hit at home, Naruto questioned himself, wondering. He stepped towards him. This was supposed to be a match, and yet there they stood, inches away from one another. Naruto's fingertips started to light up, his right hand glowing with light while his left glowed with the shadows. His hand lashed out before Neji could move as he gripped his skull. Hanabi blinked. What is he doing? She said. Hayashi gazed focused more intently. Hinata gasped, worrying that Neji was not gonna make it. Despite what happened, despite the brutality in the preliminaries. Up in the Hokage's box, Hiruzen seemed like he was ready to move in, while the Kazekage seemed more intrigued. All the participants watched, holding their breath as Neji fell to the ground. However, the Hyugas that were there, including Hayashi, gasped in absolute shock. Hiruzen blinked, unable to believe what he was seeing. The mark, it was gone. The attendants, the guards that stood next to Hayashi, similar mark on their forehead, couldn't believe what they were seeing. Neji could not move. Whatever Naruto did seemed to have sapped every ounce of his energy. Naruto knelt down as he picked up Neji's headband, reflecting the mark not being there anymore. Neji was confused. I don't understand. Seems I was right, said Naruto. Anyone can defy fate. How did you? Neji said. I'm not entirely sure. I went on a hunch, but it worked. You went on a hunch? Neji said as he fell down, passing out, his mind unable to handle the stress of what just happened. Naruto felt it. He didn't truly know what he did. He gazed down towards his shadow. I told you, Kaido said, you are special. More than you even know, he said. As Neji was taken to the infirmary, Naruto was declared the winner. All eyes was on him. The Hyuga clan was a very powerful clan within Konoha, as were they wicked to their own by sealing, the branch members and using them, guards, their own propaganda, what they desire. So this was a big deal. For years, upon years, the branch family were the fighters. They were the ones that go out. They were the ones that move. They were the ones that attack. They were the ones that stand firm. They were the ones that make others, bow before they reach the main family. They put their life on the line countless times because even if they were killed, their eyes would never be taken because that seal would destroy them. Naruto stood there, talking to his grandfather, but he had absolutely no idea the ramification that he just caused. None at all. Sasuke Uchiha went up against Gaara, People still discussing what just took place. Words spreading around. The Kazekage was awfully silent. When Sasuke made Gaara bleed, chaos erupted. As Naruto stood there watching, Kaido appeared through his shadow. Naruto was the only one that could see him. This is your moment. Truly accept what you are. Stop holding back. Stop denying yourself the power that is your birthright. You are powerful. You are incredible. You are unstoppable. Now use that power at your disposal. Those that you see as your enemies, you can stop them. You can prevent chaos. You can prevent destruction. All you need to do is to overpower the odds. Right now it is 2-1. How about you make it 100-2? Naruto looked at him, gazing down towards his shadows. I've never done that before. Yes, and I know that you're afraid of truly accepting what you are. But feel it. You can feel the dimension. You can feel how infinite it is. The long stretch, binding and going on. You can change everything. All you need to do is to see it, to accept it. Go ahead, he said. Naruto jumped down, but his feet did not touch the ground. He was hovering. He stood there in mid-air, the light side glowing with white, the shadow glowing with dark, pulsating mostly. Naruto thrust his hands towards the civilians who were unconscious. The next moment, all of their shadows looped together and connected. Naruto was struggling, but it spanned a massive radius. One by one, due to their connection with their shadow, they fell in. Given the fact that they weren't struggling or putting up a fuss, Naruto was able to sink every single one of them. Kakashi and the others gazed up, even the enemies, when they saw Naruto in mid-air, as he just relocated everyone. A blade was launched from one of the enemies. Before it could reach him, though, Kakashi launched a kunai, knocking it away, as he shouted towards the others to protect him. Naruto relocated every single person, alone, single-handedly saving every civilian just like that. Once he was done, Naruto looked at his hand, breathing heavily but shocked. I did it, he said. I told you, Kaido said. All you need to do is to allow yourself to accept more of what you are, to feel through, to understand, he said. Immediately, the shadow in his eyes vanished. Light consumed Naruto entirely, but Kaido did not vanish, he was still standing there. Naruto's eyes pinpointed a large group of enemy. As he pinpointed the snake, the Anvus rushed as they saw the massive creature destroying the wall. When they heard it, it sounded like the heavens were opening up. A halo descended above Naruto as it started to form, stitching together like light, melting into itself, unusual and the first of its being. The center started to hum with energy. More and more and more. As Naruto shouted out, "Judgment Ray," he said. A beam of pure divine light. It stopped the Anvus in their tracks as it wiped away the three massive snakes like it was nothing, causing the walls to tumble on their enemies, crushing them from descending in Konoha. Naruto started to fall to the ground. Yes, he started to fall. The beam, it stretched through the forest, showing the amount of power it eviscerated quarter section of that area. Kakashi Hatake proven to be. His sensei once again leaped as he caught Naruto mid-air. Naruto just had to catch his breath. "Are you okay?" Kakashi questioned. "Yeah," said Naruto as he stood on his feet. "Just a bit tired," he said. remembering using the technique against Orochimaru in the forest, and how much that took out of him. His eyes finally returned back to normal, one light, one dark. You have to pace yourself. I know you want to help, but you can't help if you're dead, said Kakashi, seeing the strain that this was putting on Naruto. Naruto nodded. However, he pinpointed the Sannin. Naruto could feel him. It was the same sensation within the forest. Things should have ended there. Naruto looked down as Kakashi noticed that. He seemed to be looking at something, but Kakashi could not see it. Yeah, I'll end this right here and now, said Naruto. Kakashi tried to keep a hold on Naruto, but his body dematerialized as he moved. As Naruto was speeding to the area, he overheard something. It was Sakura. She had followed after Sasuke, but she was knocked away by the rampaging Gaara. Naruto split through the forest, moving faster than he ever moved as he dived through the shadows. He caught her. She blinked before she passed out. As he hit her really hard, Naruto looked up as he saw Sasuke. Sasuke was breathing heavily, unable to keep up with the rampaging beasts. Temari and Kankuro staying away. Gaara was losing it. Sasuke formed the Chidori once again. Gaara fired several powerful sand bullets. Each of them were countered though as Sasuke tore through them. Dashing towards him, Gaara smirked though, his hand fully transforming as he shredded through Sasuke. Well, he thought that he did, but Sasuke was on the other side. He looked up to see Naruto standing there. However, Naruto seemed to be looking at something else. As Naruto was conversing with Kaido, Naruto wasn't talking outright, it was a mental link. What would happen if I trap him in there? Well, you are connected to this domain. You have much more power here. Naruto dashed at Gaara. Gaara swing and tear into Naruto's side, but that is what Naruto wanted. Instead of blood, shadows rush from Naruto's flesh. Gaara tried to tear it off, but Naruto gripped his arm. He could not. Naruto gripped him and sucked him into the shadow, pulling Gaara inside along with himself. Sasuke looked around confused. Temari and Kankuro dashing towards him to grab him as leverage until he was pulled in as well, along with Sakura. Sasuke opened his eyes, standing in pitch black darkness. Immediately fear set in, a terrifying realization that he was dead. He could see nothing, he could feel nothing, he could understand nothing. However, a distance away, Gaara lay unconscious. The shadows tightening, wrapping around him like a cocoon. Naruto looked down towards him. Don't worry, I will ensure that he doesn't escape, Kaido said. After Naruto was gone though, Kaido smiled to himself. Things are going perfectly, he said. Meanwhile, Naruto reached Sasuke, who blinked. You're dead as well, he said. You're not dead, said Naruto. Then where the hell are we, Sasuke said. What is this place? What is this feeling? I'll explain everything later. Time to get you two out of here. Sasuke saw Sakura hanging up, as she was comfortably wrapped in a cocoon as well, but protected. With a single touch, they found themselves back in the village, safe, along with Kakashi away from the chaos. As Kakashi just dealt with the last sound ninja on this area, Sakura was protected by the shadows. Even here, it came with her. Kakashi blinked confused. As Naruto landed, he spoke to Kaido. What now? Using that ability took a lot out of me. You speak about this shadow dimension, but where is the light? I'm afraid that is much too difficult right now. You need more time to truly get to my notes to understand everything. For now, focus on the shadow. Completely accept it. Allow your body to become one with it. And you should have the power to stop this. To stop that snake. Okay, said Naruto. Naruto closed his eyes. The problem was, this event was, well, terrifying. Everyone stopped as a cold chill went through Konoha. The shadow substance spread from Naruto's core and blanketed everything. It started to grow and grow and grow. It skewered into Naruto's body, but he felt no pain. The next moment, both of his eyes became dark. As Naruto blacked out, not what he was expecting. However, he did do what Kaido wanted. When Naruto opened his eyes, all the shadow was sucked back into him. But something was different. He looked at his hands like he was confused. Like he was just experiencing this. Sleep for now, my grandson. The voice was Naruto, but that was not his. It was Kaido, somehow possessing Naruto form. I shall handle this. Soon, I won't need to possess your form. Soon, I will be amongst you, to guide you properly, he said. Until then, though, Kaido warped through the shadow like it was nothing, appearing inside of the dome. He stepped, making his way to Hiruzen, who was currently taking on the first and the second Hokage. As he stood there, he held both of his hands up. This shall be perfect. Two powerful warriors, their soul trapped in this form, their life endless. They will become mine, he said. As he stepped forward with a smile on his face, while Naruto lay in the darkness, unconscious, surrounded by the shadow, completely submerged. But Kaido had no intentions of harming Naruto because he needed him for something big. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.